Hi, my name is Vardans, and I'm here to speak to you today about a profession in web and app development. This profession is highly impactful and important in the technological and problem-solving oriented world that we live in. Having researched and developing apps for over 3 years, I do have the knowledge and understand the complexities to explain to you guys the basics of this profession. Did you know that over 3 million apps have been created in the past decade? Furthermore, these apps are there solving problem by problem, and they're really making a difference in the world we have today. Today, I'll be talking to you guys about the impact that web developers have in the world. I'll be talking to you guys how to become a web developer and the various and widespread uses of web developers and where they can be utilized. So without further ado, let's get right to it. First of all, web developers have a huge audience. In America itself, according to the Daily Mail, the PEW research shows that 77% of Americans own smartphones. That's 77% of Americans who are customers and utilize web developers using apps like calculators, GPS, and whatnot every single day on a day-to-day basis. Furthermore, these apps actually help solve problems. That's the goal of these web developers. Web developers identify something incorrect in society or find something that's tedious and try making it easier. According to Daily Turbine, the apps have completely changed the way we do things, including navigation through roads, or ordering food, or communicating with loved ones, or so on and so forth. For example, early on, people would have to go to a visitor store or something of that sort and buy a map in order to get from point A to point B. Now, all people have to do is use a GPS thanks to these app developers. Another example is food apps such as Topingo and whatnot. Earlier, people would have to go to the store and restaurant and actually order the food, while now all they have to do is use the app in order to get what they need. Lastly, in terms of communication, things like WhatsApp and FaceTime and all these apps are allowing communication to increase amongst family, which is lessening the distance between them. And it's not hard to become a web or app developer. There are two main steps. One is having the technical knowledge and material required to be a web and app developer. And the second is to find a problem or anything that you'd like to solve or make easier. So according to the New York Times, there's only, all you need to do in order to become a web and app developer is buy a computer or some sort of manner in which you can code and learning the code itself. And in the world we have today, you can learn very easily as we have libraries filled with information. We have online websites such as Code Academy and whatnot there in order to help us learn more. Lastly, both first and third world countries require the assist of web and app developers. Their job is ever present. In third world countries, according to the book known as Innovation and Development Agenda, the authors say that in third world countries, web developers are very useful, just as much so in first world countries. For example, in third world countries, web developers can help creating online database for education, increase organization within the country, and so on and so forth. And in first world countries, things such as businesses, organizations, whatnot, every single one of them need to have a website or some sort of app in which they can have a customer interface so people can interact. And that's the use of them. They're everywhere. So just to go over all my points, it's easy to become a web and app developer. There are just two simple steps, which is learning the material and finding a problem to solve. Furthermore, they have a wide audience, including many smartphone and computer users, and first and third world countries, including businesses and so on and so forth. And lastly, web developers are problem solvers who look to make the world a better place and an easier place rather than tedious. For these reasons, this profession is very important in the world and impactful. Thank you for giving me a platform to inform you guys regarding the intricacies and the importance of a profession in web and app development.